Snakes and fakes may try to take my place. Do they know I'm running first in this race? As I laugh in their face, leaving the dust without a trace. I got facts with nothing to prove. Absent a lack, I flow on this track with straight precision. I attract what I want. It's my decision. I didn't forget. I'm the devil that didn't want but couldn't crack. So get back as I attract, but don't front. Old school, leaning in the back of a white Cadillac like the Mac. It's like a drought, not fear until no rain. Or better still, joy you never knew. Absent the pain. Excuse me, let me refrain. Damn, isn't that insane? Anyway, let me shift gears, stay in your lane. As I'm driving into the truth, that's what I do. I know who I am, but who are you? Hey, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It's Mr. Frederick. Good morning. Happy Friday. Glad to have everyone with me as we make another video today. We are doing it this week. Oh, yes. Energy's good. Weather's great. Whether it's raining or not, as long as we're here and we can enjoy what we got. See, I think it rhymes, guys. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. We're blessed. We're blessed to be here. We're blessed to be healthy. We're blessed to be feeling good and breathing in all this good air and just being in existence, guys. You know, sometimes you just gotta be happy just to be here. Just have that. That's priceless. That's priceless. Not about what you're trying to obtain. It's not about where you're trying to go, how much you're trying to get, trying to find that joy. Guess where that joy is at, family? That joy is right in here. You can create everything you want right in here. God gave you everything to create everything. That's what you are. You are a creator. You are a builder. You're a builder of your mindset. You're a builder of your environment. You're a builder of your reality. Okay? And it's true. You have a lot more power than you think. It's like everything in the universe exists in dualities. Okay? You control everything and you control nothing at the same time. You understand that, family? You control everything and yet you control nothing. Those who understand will understand. Those that don't, won't. All right, guys. So enough about my speech there. I'm going to get into what we've been talking about most of this week. We've been talking about generational curses. If you check out the videos, we've been talking about chosen. This is going to be chosen number 5. I really enjoyed the more I'm researching, because what I'm doing, guys, if you're wondering, is I am taking in my experiences. Okay, I'm like documenting or recording, remembering my experiences in life, and I'm comparing from the research that I'm doing about the whole chosen existence. Okay, and I know that that is what I am. I know that that's absolutely, I have no doubt about me. But what I'm compiling is different things that constitute based on my experiences, because I have been around for a long time. I'm looking at things, okay, that I've noticed that were mysterious, that were, because for years, family, I just thought that, honestly, I thought I was a psychic, you know? And I mean, I guess I am, but it's more than that. It's a lot more than that. And I think we simplify things with terms. That's why you'll see I'm very lucid in a lot of my belief systems. I'm not someone who it's like, I put my flag in the ground. This is what it is. If you don't believe that. Now, I've used that before with people, but it was manipulation, because I've always known how flexible I am. I mean, I'm brutally honest with myself. So that's one of my powers, which I'll share with people, because I mean, at the end of the day, that is leading individuals to God. Okay, so you can lie to other people, but you can never lie to yourself. I'm brutally honest with myself, because that is your sanity. The more you disguise your truth to yourself, the further away you get from sanity. You become insane. Keep lying to yourself about something. I guarantee you, keep telling yourself something about a person or about yourself that you know is not true, but you just keep, it's beyond delusional, family. I guess you can categorize it as delusional, but I think delusional is a little different, because I think delusional, you're actually kind of believing it. So if you're sane and you know something's not true and you are believing it, you're probably not sane. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, so I try to be honest with myself, and that's where you usually will find your power. And it's not always going to be in your favor. Like true honesty is not always going to make you the glorified hero, the glorified powerful one. And having that flexibility to be vulnerable, to be, oh, this time I took a hit, this time I didn't come out on top. That is a superpower. You got to understand, some people, like if you're narcissistic or sociopath or any of that kind, those kind of mental disorders, they can't do that. And the reason they can't do that is because they were wounded somewhere in their life where they have to be on top at all times. They have to be number one. They have to be on better than everybody. I'm never better than anyone. We're all playing different roles. Now, I can do things that maybe someone else can't do, but as the human spirit goes, we all have a purpose and we're on equal footing, okay, as far as our existence, like an ecosystem. They all have a purpose. Like I was telling you guys about the alligators that were carrying what did they have, a possum? It's so cute. It's on our Instagram if you find it, guys. It's a possum, it's a skunk, and a raccoon. It's 3 alligators in Florida. They're carrying these animals. Anyway. But get my glass. We're gonna get on chosen number 5, guys. I'm giving you some good stuff today. It's a Friday treat for you guys, so buckle up. See what we got here. Okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, you know that song I play in the beginning. Check that out. That's on one of my shorts, but you know I'm always putting out songs, rap music or whatever, jamming sessions. I got one where I'm singing, playing the keyboard, doing a little bit of everything. You know what, family? I'm going to pause this for a second. I need to get me some water. Okay, back family. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. Okay, so what I put is a few things that you need to remember about chosen. It's number 5, guys. Chosen, you're sensitive. That is one of your superpowers. It can be perceived as a weakness, but it's not. It's a superpower. You pick up everything. So the little nuances that people think they're getting away with, they don't see, that you don't see, you are like a recorder. You see everything. I can't even think, there's nothing more advanced than you as far as picking up energy, picking up gestures, picking up, hold on guys. I don't do any editing. You get all my stuff real time, family. No editing over here. Yeah, I don't do all of that. I don't have time for all that editing and all that stuff. It's a real deal. Real deal. Real deal over here. Okay, so yes, chosen are very sensitive, family. Like, you pick up everything. If someone thinks they're lying to you, they're not getting away with it. All they did is just, you didn't say anything right then and there. Now, I must admit, listen, when we get with people, this is the deal. When you're chosen, you are getting with individuals, and all right, God gives you this gift when you're born. You see everything. You see through people, you see through their spirit, you see through their soul. They cannot lie to you. They think they're getting away with it. We see the eyelashes. We could count them on your eye. It's that serious. We're that perceptive. We could feel your energy. We can feel when you have picked up someone else's energy and you re-enter our aura. We pick it up. So you can lie and be like, oh, I was over there. I went to the store with her and da da da. We know it's all a lie the whole time. I'm being real with it. We know. Now, what we do with that, that's our karmic lesson. Because you see, when you have that gift, God doesn't give you that gift to manipulate people. He doesn't give you that gift to be like, oh, okay, I see this person is a dirty bird, so let me go ahead and be a dirty bird too. Let me go ahead and return the favor. You know, that is a lesson I had to learn. And that is how I used my gift for years. I just was like, okay, this person, I see what you're up to. I'm going to go ahead and give you a taste of your own medicine. So you're almost like walking karma for people. But at the same time, God didn't give you that because I started noticing I got punished when I did that. And it wasn't so much of my ego and, oh, I'm so hurt that you did X, Y, Z. Because if I had that big of an ego, I would have left the person because of the fact that they weren't being honest with me and they were doing X, Y, Z. So the ego that's not the issue. The issue is you cannot, as yourself, if you're given a gift from God, you can't turn that into manipulation and start using it like, I'm going to compartmentalize this individual. Really know that they ain't up to no good, but I'm going to extract whatever I can get from them. And I did that. I'm going to be honest with you. I did it for years. It's really not the way the chosen's supposed to move because our mission is to, and we have different missions, but one of them is to bring people to their higher consciousness, to the Lord. And it's true. And I mean, you know it because God tells you these things. So God tells you what he's supposed to do, but he'll keep you around to find out what you're supposed to do, to work on you. So as you enter people's lives, you're teaching them, but they're teaching you too. So it's not like Chosen is so powerful and we just are like these mighty people that teach people lessons and we've traveled the universe and no, we're learning too. We're still here on earth. It's just that we're tapped in a different way and we have a celestial connection that's like no other. But we also, it's a dissonance that we have with man that is in the relationship with man is very different with us as far as we can't do a lot of things that people can do. We can't, like what I was talking about, the manipulation. We can't move like that, but he's not going to let it destroy you because he knows that you'll get to a certain point where you'll learn your lesson. Like this has already happened. Everything has already happened. So God already knows. If you didn't get destroyed by it, he didn't want you to get destroyed by it because he knew you would get to the point to where you would be like, hey, this is it. And you could help and teach others. We all have a purpose, just like the alligator, the skunk, the possum, the raccoon. So in nature, in the universe, everything has a purpose. Okay? So yes, we have those powers, but it's not meant to do evil. It's meant to do good. And God knows that. We're very perceptive. We pick up on everything. Our bodies are sensitive as far as the food we eat, light, noise, negativity, aesthetics. We don't like dirty settings, stinky smells. Very sensitive to everything, to everything. Those things affect our energy, affect our realm. If it's negative, it's just something we don't like. Anything we don't like, we're sensitive. Like when a lot of people could be like, oh, I'm just close that off. And we can't do that. It's very hard for us. Like if we don't like you, typically it's something about you that's very negative. It's very negative either towards us or towards others, but something is very dark and that energy we don't like. Now I will say that I know for me, a lot of chosen end up using drugs, like as far as weed, alcohol, things like that. And the reason they do that is because they're so sensitive. They need to numb themselves to be in the world. So they get into those things into the extreme and it ends up kind of hurting them. That's another lesson the chosen has to learn over the years. And as they get older, they'll learn. And they already know it, but it's just that they get caught in these relationships with people that aren't on their vibration. So the only way they could even be around this person is to be drunk or something or high, because they know if they're just sober, they can't even be around that energy. The energy of that person is so low, the vibration is so low, meaning they're carrying hate, blame, jealousy, lies, secrets. They're carrying so many negative emotions and thoughts that the chosen aren't like that. Like, even though we're imperfect, we've done things, we have worked it out in our minds some kind of way to still not present that to the people and carry that. So our stuff has to be worked out, which when we have these relationships, that ultimately leads us to working out our issues. So that person's teaching us as well, so we can grow and kill the ego and all that kind of stuff. So it's like we're working with people. It's just that we're transient in it, doing it. We don't have the typical life. We have a different life. It's like we're traveling and doing that same purpose. But we still are seers. We're truth tellers. We're generational curse breaks. We're all of that kind of stuff. All of that falls under chosen. But it's important that we be humble and understand that our purpose is always as a helper of the universe. But we are very high ranking spiritually. So that's where the protection comes in. That's where somebody mess with you, man, I tell you. Mm-mm-mm. They could do it if they want to. But I'm telling you, someone mess with you, mess with a chosen, woo! You could look at the clock. And usually, it don't take that long. But it can take a while sometimes. But I'm telling you, I look back on my life, I told you guys on previous video, are people who done crossed me and done stuff. I'm telling you, when I look back, it is not pretty. And the thing is we don't want that to happen to them. It's not, I've avoided certain people, honestly, in my lifetime so they would not get bad come to them. Because I knew that they had such ill feelings towards me. And I knew that they had an importance in my life in another kind of way. Maybe they knew someone else that I knew. Okay, so what I would do is I would be like, okay, I'm going to try to stay out of this person's way because I know that they're going to try to do something to me. And I don't want nothing to happen to them. I literally have moved like that in my life. Like, I'm staying away because I know they mean ill will to me. I know they're going to do something. And I know when they do it, it's going to hit them. Now, some people don't just get destroyed completely, like something bad. Some people, I've had instances where like somebody on the job really hated me, like a manager, just hated me on site, like just was like, and so it depends on the individual. So every chosen is not the same, but a lot of us look young. A lot of us look younger than what we are. We have a youthful energy. We might be very good looking type person that most people find attractive. And so stuff like that can trigger a low vibrational person who's like jealous and who's like, oh, who he think he is, it don't matter if it's a woman or man. They could just have that energy like, who he think, I'm going to take him down a notch. You're not taking the chosen down because you might be angry and don't like and hate their attention and hate that they, attract a lot of people. You might have all of that in you. But understand this. You can't stop the rain. They're still going to be whatever you hate. You could fire them. You could try to lie on them. You could say, oh, this person ugly. You could do all that. They still are what they are. There's nothing you can do. All your karmic lesson is to accept, to not be jealous of this type of person. Let this person exist and still be comfortable and secure in your own self. That's your lesson God is teaching you. Let this person just be. He's a good person. Yes, he's good looking. He's smart. You can't put all these labels. You want to put a label because sometimes people do with an attractive person. They automatically go to, oh, they must be stupid. And or they see you're not stupid. Okay, oh, they must be gay. Oh, they see you're not gay. Oh, they must be. They'll try to connect something negative to them in order to make themselves feel better. When in reality, the job is to just say, accept this person as, yes, this person has a lot of great attributes, and so do I. I don't feel any kind of way about this person being around, but that's not what most people do. If a real low vibrational, jealous type person, they're going to try to sleep with your woman. They're going to try to, now I'm not talking about if she's throwing it at you. That's different. If she's doing that, I'm not counting those guys. Because, but either way, either way, you still shouldn't even have that energy. Like, if you're not a jealous person, you don't even want anybody else's woman or whatever. I mean, you don't you kind of have a more confidence and you want your own. That's how I am. But I do know how some of these women are scandalous out here. Honestly, they will try to start stuff and put somebody's ego down. But then that woman, in the end, she looks very terrible. And I'm not just gonna pick on the women because men could do it too. We could flip it around. But that person, whether male or female, looks very bad because they have now dirtied their name amongst whatever. And they also, where they lose a lot of energy, is that the chosen still don't care about that because the ego's not all that big. You didn't crush the ego. They probably already knew what you were doing, so they had another woman or another man anyway. They never trusted you. You see how everything connects? So you end up just hurting you, and now you look bad amongst everybody. So that's why you don't go around trying to do things, especially with your body, to try to check somebody or I'm going to make this person feel. You're not changing anything. All you're doing is going to get a bad reputation. I'm telling you, man, I mean, this is real life stuff I've seen in the world. Another thing about the chosen, they can connect with any kind of people. Like chosen doesn't really have they don't have a fixed, yeah, you might look at them and say, okay, this is a black person, this is a white person, this is a whatever. They have that in the world, but their spirit connection is so strong that has no color, that has no religion, that has no height, it has no eye color, it has no nothing. It's just exists as an energy. And so with that, having that makes them able to be able to, if the person has a certain amount of openness, and of course if the person doesn't, can't do nothing with that. But if the other person from a different culture, a different country, has a certain amount of openness, like, let me see what this person about, they will be accepted. They'll be able to go anywhere and blend. Anywhere. And a lot of times God does that with them to teach those people that have prejudices, that have belief systems, that have whatever. He puts them around those people because the chosen is able to blend their energy. They're able to adapt. They might not even like those kind of people, but like they might have some of the prejudices too. They're still in the world. But when they get around them, they'll be like, he's cool. She's cool. This is the openness of chosen. They have their spirit is so strong, the essence overpowers everything. And I'm telling you, you gotta truly be a hater to not see that in them. You gotta truly be a hater. And the truth, you're a liar and the truth ain't in you. The devil is a lie. It's just a gift they have. But they'll have friends from the past where the friends are everything, Asian, from all parts of the world, Egyptian, Latina, they have no fixed, some people say, you have a type or you have a group that you hang. Chosen don't have that. They could, in high school, they could have hung with they knew nerds. They knew some of the jocks. They knew some of the cool people, the dressers. They knew all of these people, but they didn't stick to no group. They always move in a certain mysterious way. It's just what it is. Another thing about them is the presence of a chosen. I'm going to try to keep this video not too long. I know the other one's long, but I'm going to just let it flow. The presence of a chosen is very, very intimidating. It's very powerful and intimidating. So people, it's not just their look, even though they usually are good looking, but people are going to be shooken when they walk in a room. Their aura, everything about them, just like people just, and I used to be like, what is it? What you want? What I got? Got something on my nose? It's that aura. That aura is so strong that it's you can't deny it. It's so powerful that people know you're coming before you get there. And you get in there, everybody turn their head. If you speak, your voice carries a frequency. It's an ancient frequency. Ancient, thousands of years old. Frequency of royalty, of someone who had powerful. Maybe it was a mystic back in the day, but usually it's like royalty. Someone very powerful in the world. And they carry that and people follow. They follow. It's like the, what he called the Pied, I don't use the Pied Piper, but shout out to R. Kelly. But yeah, they have a thing where people naturally follow what they do. They follow their voice, they follow their movements, they follow when a chosen moves a certain way, everybody start moving that way. So they're here to usher people into a new era, to a new timeline, a new state of existence. And everything about them is new. They won't dress like everybody else. Like, everybody will be on name brand. The Chosen won't. They'll be like, I like what I like. But they can dress. They'll be like, I like what looks good. Because remember, the ego is not so big. They're not into, I have to prove that I have, what's it called? Hermes, whatever it's called. I have Gucci. They're bigger than Gucci. They're bigger than Hermes. They're bigger than any label. Okay. Um, Another thing Chosen has is they're very flexible. They could have one stance on something, and then they could change. They could change. They could be like, I believe like that. Then they could be like, nah, go over here. Yeah, you can't hold them to nothing. And when they in it, they in it. They really believe it. It's like, hey, it is what it is. Um, and like I said, you teach them, they teach you. The people that the Chosen encounters, family, they won't really grasp the Chosen's presence or full purpose of being in their lives until that person is gone. Like when you leave their presence and you're not around them anymore, they're going to know your absence is so big. It's bigger than your existence while you were with them is. It's like, it's going to hit them like, wow, all the lessons, the things you said, the way you moved. And this is what makes a lot of, if they have exes like baby mamas or daddies or whatever, ex-girlfriends, husbands, wives, the exes usually don't like them, or they have a dissonance towards them, because it's not so much what went on in a relationship. It's a lot of that, the power and the magnitude and the lessons that they taught, the blessings that they bring when they're in your life. Like you have it's like having a golden goose with you. It's like you have a golden goose around you. You don't appreciate that goose until it's gone. When that golden goose is gone, now you're like, because when they're with you, you're like, I know it's something good about this person. I know it's something extra special. But like anything, how they say familiarity can breed resentment. True. If that doesn't resonate with you, familiarity can breed contempt. When someone's around you enough, I don't care what it is, you just get used to them. It's like, oh, that's my old shoe. That's my old rag. You throw it, that's just Mr. Fred. That's how people do. Naturally, it's human nature. You don't appreciate what you have till it's gone. But with the Chosen, it's so spiritual, because it's like you have invaded that person's aura. Like your aura, your energy, your presence is so powerful. When you leave, your absence is so powerful that the person feels like they have had a death. Like literally, they feel like, depending on how close you were to them, they could feel like they had a part of them that has died and never coming back. It's deeper than just, oh, we broke up. Oh, we not around each other no more. It's much deeper than that. It's a spiritual thing. And what it is to trigger that person to elevate spiritually. Because the Chosen is so spiritual, even if they don't know it. See, this is the thing. Like a lot of this stuff, I didn't even know the terms, but I knew all of it. And that's another thing with Chosen. They come with information. They come with everything. So what'll happen is, as they get more spiritual, as they shed their ego, as they grow, as they elevate, everything starts to connect with them. They start putting the dots together. Remember I said they see patterns in the other video. So they'll start saying, oh, this is why. This is why. They start seeing how the universe works. Everything has purpose. It just might not get you might not get the answer today, right now, when you want it. But just give it time. Stick around long enough. Everything you want to know, you'll find out. Because like the Bible says, everything comes to light. So that's why lying and all that is really useless, because the truth gonna come out. So you might as well tell people the truth. And I mean, I haven't always done it. I'm human. But on a spiritual level, you might as well, because trust me, that truth's gonna come out eventually. You can't hide it. But yeah, that's what happened. Pretty much the elevation will hit the person once we're gone. They'll start to make the connections like the Chosen one. So it's almost like they become like a Chosen almost. The ego dies. The ego takes a bruise, more than a bruise. They have to reshape, depending on how long you were in their life, how significant you were. But the ego takes a complete reworking, a death, and it evolves. And now that person becomes more spiritually. Now, some people don't do that. Like sometimes, even with the chosen, the ego might not die right away. What they might do is still live the same way. And then it'll come a time where they have to be forced to whatever situation when God feels they're ready. They will be put in a position where now it's time to let the ego go. And they can say, okay, now I have to evolve. I'm forced to evolve spiritually. I have to now. At this point, I have no other option. I have to evolve. Either that or you die physically. You die altogether. So, we don't want that. Another thing is, let me get this together, guys. If you have ill wishes towards a chosen one, like if you're someone who's like I talked about aforementioned, you are saying yourself, I want to destroy. I'm jealous. I'm hateful. I'm envious. I want to destroy. I'm gonna put some witchcraft. I'm gonna stop their gift. I'm gonna stop them from shining. All of that low vibrational evil. It won't work for one, especially on someone really high ranking. Like it's not gonna work. For two, it possibly could backfire on you. A lot of times it goes right back to you because you're going up against God's anointed. Three, it's going to give the chosen even more power. So think of it like this. What you meant for evil, God ends up making it work out for the good. And it's all tied to your intentions. You see, family, when you have bad intentions towards people, that's not of God. That's on the dark side. So you could work it in your mind. Again, lying to yourself don't work because God is reading your heart. So when you have that evil in your heart and you're like just hating and jealous and like I wish bad on them. Man, I'm the man. I need to be on top. They getting shining. All of that evil. Even though you telling everybody, nah, I'm cool with them. No, God knows what's real. So you just lying to yourself. God knows the real. That's why you got to tell truth to yourself. So you actually will hurt yourself and help the chosen. So everything thrown at us negative, God gonna make it work out for the better. And you'll look up at them a year later, 2 years later, whatever years later, and think of all the evil you did to them and be like, damn, everything I did. They look better. They sound better. They look like they got smarter. They got more information. Wow. Because that's the amount of evil you wished on them. God worked the good for the ones who believe in the Lord. Okay? All things come out better. It's just like the Bible. It's seriously, like it's real. God is real. You cannot attack the chosen with evil and malice, premeditated. You can't do that because it's not going to work. You're going to get the exact result you didn't want. And your finances, like if you wanted them to be broke, you're going to be broke. And they'll have money. If you wanted them to be ugly, you're going to be ugly. They're going to look better. Whatever your insecurity is, because those are all demonic energies. You're supposed to wish the best for people in this world. And that's the thing why God gave the chosen their gift. That's why God gifted them, was because their heart is so pure and is so with good intentions. They really wish the best. Like they could see someone doing something that they wanted to do and they got an elevation or whatever. They're not going to be like, oh man, I'm hating. I wish I had that. They're going to be like, they're going to take that and say, this person is showing me example of how I could do it. They're going to use that, which some people would be jealous for. They're going to take on that and be inspired. Like, man, I could do it now. Yeah. But when that person gets it, I mean, you get it, that person looking like, I'm hating. I can't believe that. Who he think he is. That energy, family, does not work for God. So that is a time, if you have that, you probably have some mad demons in you, and you need to check, why do you get that energy? So that's telling you to look into your past. Maybe your father, your mother told you you weren't coming up to nothing. Maybe they made you feel bad. Maybe you had a girlfriend or boyfriend at some point that beat you down, that did whatever. But no, that negative energy, that's why your exes should never be wishing bad on a chosen, because chosen always gonna do better. And a chosen don't wish no bad on them. Like the chosen is kind and loving to a fault. They have to learn how to not forgive people so quickly. They have to learn how to not forget what people did to them, because their heart is that good. Where they'll be like, yeah, this person did it. And they might even tell themselves, well, I did do this. It's like the chosen is different than how the world is. They literally have so much love. And they have to learn over time that everyone's not deserving of that, because it could be to their detriment. But that is why God blesses them. But man will hate you. But your mission is spiritual. You don't listen to man. You listen to God. You follow what the Lord, the Holy Spirit is telling you to do as a chosen. You're literally following the Holy Spirit. So to other people, you look weird. You look like, why is this person doing that? Why did they go that way? Why did they do this? That don't make sense. Why did they? Because they're constantly following the Holy Spirit, even when they don't know they're doing it. Because before they become more into religion and more into spiritualism, whatever, it's still there. Even though we don't have a label, we got to remember as man, before we had language, we existed without talking. The spirit was there before we could communicate. We were moving and doing things for thousands of years. So what you got to remember when you look at chosen, that spirit, it's not a language, it's an instinct. It's an intuition. It's something you can't see, but you can feel. It's very real though. And one thing that they'll experience too, wherever they go, they will experience someone, like if they go to different jobs, they will experience someone at that job that hates them with a passion. No reason. And what that is, all that is that the devil is jumping into somebody and following them everywhere they go. Like everywhere, because they're trying to get to them. And they're trying to hurt the chosen, trying to destroy the chosen, because the chosen is like a light, a rare light on the earth. Only 144,000, a rare light. So the chosen is going around the world, going around, different places. Satan wants to get that light, wants to dim it, but the problem with that is that the more Satan tries to do this, God is working with the chosen. So what the devil is meaning to hurt, it's always going to work out for the chosen and for the better. So Satan is trying to say you got a manager, he fires you, but you end up getting experience at that job that lands you a better job. It always works out for the better of you. And people that's around you will be amazed, like, how did he get out of that? How did that work out? It's God. It's none but the Lord. You can't stop them. They're going to be on a mission. And the more they are obedient and they abide by the laws of God, eating right, not smoking, not drinking and all that, and excess, and not abusing their bodies, their temple, like everything like the Bible say you have to do, fornicating, gambling, all that. Now, of course, you're not going to do everything. It's just, come on, you're not God, but it's the intent. You're trying to, and God sees that. He reads your heart, good and bad, and that is why the chosen was gifted with their lineage over this, passed down. It's like a shaman-like power to see everything, to manifest, to protection. All of these are spiritual gifts. Now, the other people never know how much, where it's coming from, what it is. They're never going to know. And sometimes the chosen don't know how powerful it is. But I can assure you, they always know they have it. They know they have it. It's just they don't know. They don't know. We're not going to know everything. But the chosen does have to stay in shape, take care of the temple, just like the good book says. And the more they abide, the more powerful they get. And people will be scared of them. I'm not going to lie. They have that intimidating presence. And when they get, it's like, it's good things and it's some bad things. Depends on how you want to look at about the chosen. So if you get in a relationship, The difficulty be, even if your heart is right, a person that's in tune spiritually can tell that they can't lie to you. Now imagine the position that's putting the person in. Now they are forced to be straight and upright. Okay, so now they have to be upright because you can see through everything they're doing. The chosen might not act on what they see though. That's the thing. You never know what they see. You might be moving underhandedly, scandalously behind their back. The chosen knows. They know. I mean, it's been times with exes, I'm telling you, I walk in and I'm like, who was you talking to? And it's not like no reason. We could have just been laughing and joking before I left out and having a good time. But I know. And then I call, and then it's like some dude. I mean, you cannot get over them. And they don't know how you know. You know everything. You see everything. If they are bad, I'm telling you, it's a superpower. If they're a bad person, they're doing stuff. And that's the thing. Usually the chosen is going to attract very wounded people that are on a low vibration. Now, I didn't understand this when I was younger, but I ran into those women over and over again. And the other kind that weren't, it was hard because a lot of times the chosen come from bad people. They come from people on those bad, low vibrations. And in a sense, I say bad, I mean low vibrational people. People that can do a lot of negative things, not really raising their kids right. Just people that the character's bad. They've been wounded, so that's all they know to pass down. Those are the families that the chosen are born into. They're born in because they're supposed to break that cycle. They're supposed to show their kids, no, that's not the way. Yes, this is what daddy did. When I did wrong, it was wrong. But now we're doing right. This is what we need to do. They're natural leaders. They're not followers. That's why they don't do anything like anybody else. And people will misunderstand them. People will think they're bad when they're good. People will think they're dumb when they're extremely smart. People will think they're mean when they're extremely kind. You can't really understand them because it's trying to understand a chosen is like trying to understand God, trying to understand the Holy Spirit, because they're an extension. They're not God, but they're an extension. They have an extension. They have a most high. And so witches, what they do, witches, warlocks, they try to tap into that pure energy to manifest, and they're using it for bad. So they'll put spells and all that kind of stuff on them. And the chosen's not aware. It might work for a little while somewhat. But the chosen have to be in agreement, a silence, like agreement, like not knowing. The chosen have to not know. So that's how the stuff works. When they don't know what's going on, they're in the dark, they can tap in and get some of that energy, the remnants, not really the pure energy, but they can kind of slow them down. They can kind of tap in and still a little bit, some kind of way, use some sort of witchery. But the whole time, the chosen is getting information and picking up that this person is this. It could be your girlfriend. It could be somebody she know. She could have gone to a reader. She could have did this, or your family members working with evil, demonic people, and they might not. They're evil too, but none of it's going to work. The chosen is going to find out, going to know exactly who you are, going to cut you off, going to leave you alone, going to take their energy back. You're going to see them rise. You're going to have to see them, and they're going to teach their lessons. They're going to be, everything you didn't want, they're going to get it. So nothing you do is going to work. It's just a matter of time. And it'll end up actually working out for the chosen, because if they found out earlier, that wouldn't have been good for them. It was perfect, the timing that they found out when they found out. I ain't making this stuff up. So everything has a season, has a purpose. So even if you don't understand it, it's on God's time. So that's why the chosen doesn't worry. They don't rush. They're not in the, oh, I need to hurry up. They know God is on their side. It's going to work out for them. So all your plans, all your evil, all that, it's never going to work. Never. They're going to take their power back. They know who the witches and warlocks are in their family. They know them. These are people their spirit never resonated with them. They never liked them. Like even as a baby, as a chosen, I mean, I can't tell you, remember, but I remember my father telling me a story about a girlfriend he had, when I was a kid. I was a baby. And he said, everybody, could touch you and they change you. You have no problem with letting them feed you. He said, but this one particular woman, he said, every time she got near you, you just went off. Me and my father, I look almost just like my father, so I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing myself and I know the expression we telling me the story. But he's like, you just go off. You go off. You like, don't let her touch me. He said I would have conniptions. I didn't want this woman nowhere near me. So he didn't know what it was about, but he knew that I could not be changed by her. She couldn't feed me. She couldn't hold me. She could nothing. So anyway, time goes by. He says, he come to find out that the lady was messing with his cousin when he was going off to what do you call it? I guess he was going to work. And so she was, she come over. You know how you have guys come over your house and you play cards. Well, I think they were playing cards, my uncle and them, whatever. But he found out she was fooling around, with the guy. And so I knew this as a baby. This is why women, when I would get with her, if I know she's dirty and doing dirty, like she comes and try to get around, I'm like, icky, like, ugh. The only thing that can throw us off sometimes is if we're having a tragedy, like my father passed when I was going through, like stuff like that can throw us off because we can't. I mean, now that I've experienced it, probably I'm aware of it. But back then, when it happened, I didn't know that this disrupts your frequency. So like a death, something just traumatic. Somebody hurt that, because we got big hearts. So our heart is our power. So you got evil devils around you during this time, right? But it's all working out for your favor because it's going to bring you into a greater understanding. But so you're picking up from this person like, but you're so grieving. It's like you got all these emotions going on. So you're picking up this devilish energy from this person. They're around you and they're doing dirt. Damn. And so I'm laughing because as I'm talking, anyway, my own stuff. But you got this energy around you and the person it's throwing you off because of what you're mourning, you're grieving. That's the only way we could be thrown off, if something else is distracting us. But other than that, we know we pick up, and we still ain't trusting you. Like still, even with being thrown off, we still know you're doing something dirty, and we ain't gonna commit to you. We ain't gonna trust you. We just don't know what it is. And the reason I say that is dangerous is because again, you don't know what it is. And this person, remember, he could be a devil. You don't know what they're gonna steal from you. They're gonna They could do anything because they're getting a weak spot, a blind spot. This is a demonic witch energy. So, and a good person, if they see you in a weakened moment, they come in and they try to nurture, they try to help you. You're in a moment of weakness. They have love in their heart. They have empathy. But a demonic energy that's negative and devilish, that's blood in the water for them. They're going to try to attack them. Oh, they're weakened. Because they're thinking like the devil, like Satan. So they're going to come in and try to take advantage of you. Now, they might for a little bit at the moment. Again, you still don't trust them, so you're not being committed to them or nothing. It's just you open up and let them too close, which is still bad because it's dangerous. In the end, though, that person will suffer greatly. They will suffer greatly, not because you wanted it, because they mess with God's anointed. They did something wrong to God's anointed. So you don't want them to suffer. Remember, your heart's big. You forgive them. You over forgive them. You forget it. You forgive it. You want to commit to them anyway. You thinking of it like this. But that ain't how God do it. That ain't how your spirit team do it. That ain't how your angels look at it. Angels look at it like, nope. Nope. You mess with the wrong one. So you still got to pay the price because you mess with the wrong one. Even though the chosen doesn't want nothing to happen to you, it don't matter. You still will pay. Whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow. I'm telling you, I've had situations where people fire me unjustly, come back to me years later. Well, if they still around. Because some of those people not even here no more. I'm telling you, I got so many stories I could tell. This thing could go for 2 hours of people who done did stuff and it could touch their kids. It could touch everything that they touch. It could be stuff that, and again, you don't want nothing to happen to these people. It's God's rules. You touched, thou anointed. You did wrong, and don't let the chosen be in the right. Like, but like one guy, he fired me, or it was some stupid stuff. I was on the job, and it wasn't real. It was like I don't know, a contract. I can't even remember. It was so many years ago. But anyway, he saw me years later. I had a much better job later on, and he saw me in like the metro escalator. He chased me down. I lie to you not. This dude chased me down. He was like, "Hey," and I'm like, looking at him like, "What this dude chasing me down for?" He got up on me. He was like, man, what's up, man?" He said, "I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry." And I was like, I forgot what I literally. Remember, we don't even remember what people do to our mind, our hearts. We just forget stuff. We don't even be thinking about it. We're like, oh, okay. It's the way we're built. We're just built to not hold on to stuff, which is a weakness too. But anyway, so he chased me down, caught up to me. He was like, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I was like, okay, easy. It's all right. I'm cool. I'm still living. I mean, I get you. I can guarantee you, he knew either he knew someone spiritual. See, that's what happens. Sometimes people will run into someone spiritual. Like they'll run into someone that'll either read them or someone in their family, just someone that's spiritual, that has a reader, has a gift. And they'll say, you cross somebody very important, somebody very powerful. You crossed them. This is why this happened. And so that person could either say, oh, not believe it, or they could say, maybe they'll say, they'll figure out. They usually know. I mean, if they're honest, that's why you got to be honest with yourself. You can't be a liar and such a hater where you lie to yourself, because it goes down a dark road. It don't give you knowledge and truth and understanding and God. So anyway, he must have ran into someone who told him that he knew it was me. And one of the ways that people try to make amends with the spirits is to go back to that person, go back to that chosen one, and apologize and say, hey, I'm sorry. Now, this is one of the things that can get your karma, relieve your karma, okay? Because you went back to the source of your action. You went back directly, not going around the way, tell this person to say all of that. That don't work. You got to go back to that person and acknowledge what you did with all true, naked honesty. And that's the only way. And most people that cross, their ego is so big, they have a negative, bad energy anyway. So that's why they was able to cross that way. Because he didn't cross me because I done something bad. I forgot the incident, but he knew it wasn't warranted. He was a hater. He knew a lot of women on the job like me. And, honestly, that's what it was. He just knew I got a lot of attention. And I knew what he was as soon as I saw him. Like, we know who people are as soon as we look at them. We could see the enemy in their eyes. And so I tried to be careful around him most of the time because I knew he had it in for me. And like I said, they follow. It's always one at a job. And what it is Satan jumping into these people. He was living a dirty life and the low vibration. That makes it easy for them to jump into those people. Then they go to attack you. And he knew I didn't deserve that. He knew it was no reason for him to do that. But like I said, he was just a natural hater. He just saw, with him, it was just women. It was just, I see these women like him. I see these women like, and I could see he didn't get my kind of attention. So that was the source. But it don't have to be women. It could be that you're smart. It could be that you know something they don't know. It could be you're stronger than them. It could be anything they're insecure about. Anything. It could just be you're loving. It could be that you're kind. You're not a mean guy. You're loving. People could be jealous for anything. But again, the karmic lesson is to not be jealous. It's okay. Whatever you see in someone else, you have that. It might not be the same. It's a version. It's your own particular version of it. Anything you see in someone else, you can reach. The job is, your lesson is to teach you to reach down. Like I said earlier, when I see someone else with something I want, I'm like, oh, I can get that. And you're supposed to be inspired by them. Let me find that in me. That's how God makes us. He makes us all beautiful and unique in our own way. Don't covet nothing. Don't covet thy neighbor's wife, thy neighbor's this, thy neighbor's that. You have everything they have. You have what you're supposed to have. He learned that lesson, and that's why he came back and apologized to me. But I didn't trip over it. I was like, man, and I knew what happened. I knew he had run into some bad stuff in his life because of that. Must have been some really bad stuff. I can't even imagine what happened. But he was at least able and smart enough to take that action. So he must have got religious or got into a spiritual team. Somebody spiritual he ran into. Now, some people could get that information that know it's you while whatever happened to them that's bad, and they could take it out on you. They go the other way with it. They go like, I hate that. See, that's a person that the ego is not ready to die yet. They still either don't believe you or who you are, or they just want to hold on to that anger and like make them hate you even more, which is going further away from God. And I mean, it's just a person's choice. You have no control over that. It's just like the Matrix. You could take the red pill, take the blue pill, and it's your hands is done because God is moving you around to learn your stuff and teach people and grow. And you got your timeline. They got their timeline. You're shaking up timelines because you don't really fit in because everything has already happened. You don't fit in with no particular time, people, nothing. You're an anomaly. So you just live your life out free spirited, and a lot of people don't understand that. They're not going to resonate with you. Like the way you live is so free, so open, so God trusting and unwavering faith. Even if you're not religious, you don't have to be a Christian or Muslim or subscribe to any particular religion. Your spirit is still that powerful that it's guiding you and moving you around, and you will come to understanding of everything. You accept when it's time to go. You accept it all. You literally follow the Lord that strong. Your bad lessons that you learn from people, when he spanks you, you understand it. But you're on that mission to go and do his bidding as much as possible. So when people try to come in and hurt you, if you're moving like that, what do you think gonna happen to them? So you get the point, guys. I think I did enough today. I think I gave a lot of information, but this is for my chosen. I think this is the best chosen video so far because I talked about a little stuff before. That I touched on generational curses, which you break. I touched on um, the bad energy that you transmute and it works for you. I think I touched on a little bit of everything. Being able to see so much, people can't get over on you. They can't work. They can't get you. You see what they doing, and when they do, the results they get. And like I said, it don't have to be that they get anything bad happen to them. It'll be something bad happen to their people. It's that deep. It'll hit them where it hurts. It's like God knows, like where okay, maybe they'll take the hit themselves, but nah, I'm gonna get you here because this will hurt you even more. So be careful who you messing with out there, guys. Be careful of the people you just hate for no reason. Always check your spirit, check your vibration. And chosen have to be careful too. I talked about the last video. Chosen have to be careful about who they put because they can't get us. So who they try to get is the people that's close to us. The energy jumps into them to try to get to us. So that's the only sad part about it. It's a lonely existence because when you do put people around you, they have to be so spiritual. They have to be literally another chosen. Because if they're not, that energy would jump into them. Boom. Now they going off on you. You're like, what the happened? Got them. Just like falling. I say it just like that when you say, time is on my side. That yeah, you know, when the spirit kept jumping into different people. If you watch that movie, Denzel, I might even go and watch it again today. It's kind of creepy, but it's really the story of that energy jumping in. This has been around for centuries. And like I said, the Chosen has a lineage of royalty. It's some kind of way. I don't know the particulars. I'm just seeing stuff, but have a special lineage that these gifts are passed down over generations to a certain individual in their bloodline. And it is to shake things up, get people to change their lives and things, and in the process they learn. All right, guys. Chosen number 5. Peace.